Hi guys, you're welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be talking about the relationship between God and man. And here with me this evening is Damo. Wow, Damo. Can you please tell us about the relationship between God and man? Remember in the whole I think yesterday or the last video that we made, we talked about injustice and unfairness. So I want us to now, elaborate on that. Yeah, by telling us the relationship between man and God.
Yeah, I can. If I want to tell you the relationship between God and man, it started from the creation, and also it also goes into the way we live our life. Like the main, what people does these days is against what God's having planned for us when God make all these different laws and different situations in which it governs the way we live our life. Mm, Let me take from instance of the language we speak. It's God that designed it. That makes me speak Yoruba, makes some people speak English, makes
How
some
how
people.
did he do that? Because I don't understand.
Yeah, because in the beginning everybody was speaking the same language.
Okay.
We speak the same language. We are so united. We are so one focus, one. Everybody knows the God. Everybody knows the same thing. We started calculating how we are going to build a tower that goes all the way to heaven.
Hmm.
So what did God say? God says, if I don't change the tongue of these people, each one of them, every one of them will achieve what they want to achieve, which is getting to heaven, building a tower that goes to heaven without even needing God to take us to heaven. We just build a tower that goes to heaven. And that was why God changed our languages. And that's why I tell people that God, since that time, God has destined us not to be united.
But why though? Because God is love. God wants us to, work together, be one body. So, and you're saying tonight that God doesn't want us to be united.
Yeah, I will say it again if you don't get my language properly.
Okay.
God does not want us to be united. And anybody that says contrary is talking against the will of God.
Wow.
It was God that made us to have different languages. And it was written there in the Bible when during the Tower of Babel, and everybody goes their separate ways. God has designed us not to be united. And in the moment, and if you look at the Revelation, they say they are going to make a one world government. What happened after then? Armageddon. God has to come down. That the moment human being get to that peak again, God will intervene again.
Wow.
Do you understand? We have thousands of years trying to do what? To unlock what God has done. Bringing people together. That is what causes war. When I speak one language and I'm strong, go to other people's tribe that speaks one language, conquer them, bring everybody together, and make them speak my language. They're trying to do what? To reverse what God has done. All this war of conquest, empire, this and that, people trying, it is trying, human being, the devil is not trying to do it, to reverse what God has done. So, God does not want us to be united. It's like God created this world for us to live in. God did not create heaven for us to live in. God created this world, the heart, for the children of man.
But everybody wants to go to heaven. Everybody really wants to go to heaven.
No, no, no. Nobody is
So
going to heaven. Even look, nobody is going to heaven. Jesus Christ even said it. We are, it is the children of God that will inherit this world.
so we are not going to heaven.
Nobody, no, this.
But they are praying for us in our churches. They are saying that they want us to
The
make
heaven they are
they want us
talking
to
about,
go to heaven.
the heaven they are talking about, maybe they don't understand. The heaven they are talking about is the paradise. It is the paradise. Paradise is what is on earth. If you look at it, even the parable that Jesus Christ gave, about what? About Abraham and the pauper and the rich man. When the pauper died, he went to the bosom of Abraham. Where is the bosom of Abraham? Is it not on this earth? And the rich man was suffering in hell. Burning, he was thirsty. He said, he told the pauper to just dip his hand in water and put it in the sun. So that means they are side by side.
Hmm.
It's like a bridge that is dividing them. For this other one not to come to this other one. It's like they are just there until when God intervenes. That's why they say New Jerusalem is going to come. That is because this house will be no more. The New Jerusalem will come, and then the other people that have died, that have been in paradise on earth, in the separate place that God has made, is going to come back. Nobody's. This house was made for man to live in.
So we are not going to heaven.
God is in heaven.
God is in heaven.
We humans
So we're
are.
supposed to die and go to heaven and meet God.
We humans are meant to be in this world.
In this world, okay. So continue.
So that is the relationship we have between God and man. God doesn't want us to be united. Like another one I will tell you is that I don't even believe that the first man is Adam and Eve.
Ooh. Tell me more.
God has been creating human beings
Before Adam and Eve.
Yes.
So what happened? Why did the Bible say?
Because if you look at this, okay, sorry, don't let me.
Say, yeah, what happened? Why did the Bible say in the beginning God created?
That is in this beginning. There have been so many beginnings.
Wow. Yeah.
Because if you look at this carbon dating, you will see 1 million years ago, this and that. What I believe is that, look, if you look at different painting on the wall, different artifacts, fossil that you dig out on the ground, you will see stuff that has been there for like 100,000 years. And before Christ, even before the Adam, what happened is that God made human. They become so technologically advanced like this, flying, doing everything that we're doing now, and even more advanced than us. And when they get to that level of advance, they destroy themselves with atomic bomb or something like that. They destroy themselves. And even before the flood, I believe that the technology before the flood is higher than this.
Oh.
They have a better technology. Yeah. Okay. Because if they don't have a better technology, how will people say that they want to build a tower to go and see God in heaven? Do people now have the technology to do that? They don't have the technology. But then they have the technology. Even scientists of nowadays doesn't even know how the pyramid was made. The same pyramid is in Egypt. You have the same pyramid in what? In Mexico. Something like that. They are building I don't think they are building a tower to go to heaven. They are kind of building a portal that is going to transport them to open the gate of the spirit realm for them to turn. They know how to do it.
But heaven is not like a physical place.
Yeah, the mistake we made is that I really want to believe is that this body is a limitation. God makes these eyes. You can see as far. How do we know that the world that we are seeing is spiritual? It's because our eyes is not open. If you have another eyes that God has given, we'll be able to see what is happening in the spiritual. The point is that it is the technology we don't have. Some people, they are now developing a cloak that if you put it on, you will become invisible. Does that mean you are in spirit? Do you get it? So you are not in spirit. It's the technology that human being does not understand. Before, a human being cannot be in London and be speaking to a human being in Nigeria. They will say it's not. They will say it's impossible. That is it. If you get to a time, the technology will be there. We will know that if we want to go to heaven, that we'll be able to go there. We'll be building technologies to go there. Even right now, some scientists are discovering, and look, aging is a disease. It's not natural. God does not make man to do what? To die.
To die.
God make us to be
able to live forever.
Wherever the skin will be what? Regenerating itself, shedding skin and getting fresher every day. So we don't get those. It was sin that caused us to do it.
Hmm.
It was sin. And now it's like turning off a switch in us. And that's the moment that switch is not working, the regenerating process that God has inbuilt in us cannot be done. He's the one that is going to switch it on again. So he has so look, the Bible says when we get to further, he's going, going to be given a celestial body. It's still a body.
Hmm.
It's like a suit. You are putting on a suit. This suit is perishable. It's cost. That is, and that is what we need to understand. And now that is why I said to people, what God did during the flood, God saved Himself in Edith. That is why He destroyed people. He destroyed the world and saved Noah. Because what I believe God was doing before is that when they've destroyed, everybody has destroyed themselves, and now come, let us make man in our own image. He will not make us
No,
again.
but that was before Noah's Ark.
No,
That he made
that,
Adam
yeah,
and Eve in his
because the first ones that have come, that they have been destroying themselves.
Oh, okay.
The Bible said that the spirit of the world was what? Rolled me over the face of the deep, and the face was without form and void. And water covers it. Look, they destroyed the world themselves. The human beings destroyed the world. And why did God say replenish the earth? That He said replenish the earth. That means this world has been plenished before. Say replenish it. He's not saying that, oh, go and start from, because the world has been there. Some people destroyed it. The human beings destroyed themselves. And so when Adam and Eve was created, now say, now replenish it. There was water on it before. It was poured out. Now put it back in. And that is why now when human being gets so strong again, God now calculated, wait, the reason why these people are behaving like this, initially they are living for 10,000 years, 20, they don't die. That's why they have
Even
time.
during the time of in the Old Testament, people are still living for like 900 and something.
Yeah,
years,
that is what
700 and
exactly what I
something
yeah.
years.
That's what I want to talk about now. Because people was living for so long, they have time to build technology. Imagine if Isaac Newton is still alive. Imagine the discovery you would have done. He won't stop. But now, you now give the knowledge to another person that is not as, you now start from again. Like, but then, you will start from like 20 years old and start researching till like 800 years. You know what achievement you will have done. That is why the technology in those days was so high. They want to build a tower goes to
when you said that the beginning is not really the beginning, that God said
it was the beginning of this area.
Oh, the beginning of this area, because in the Bible it says that in the beginning God created this and this. He created the water, created and water, created this. In the first day he created this, second day he created this, third day he created this.
Yeah,
you know?
Because the first human beings that came have destroyed everything. Imagine releasing an atomic bomb. It's not going to destroy the atmosphere. Nobody will be able to breathe. Everywhere will be toxic. Imagine releasing the kind of kiloton of hydrogen bomb that this world powers has. The world atmosphere will be gone with the nuclear radiation. It will not be inhabitable again. If look at Chernobyl, it's still inhabitable up till now. That was just a little accident. Nobody can live there. That is now, we're talking about like 30, what's it called, 30 years ago.
But if God does not want to be united, like you said, how do we now work together?
Yeah, it's easy for us to work together if you understand our differences. You just need to understand our differences.
But then, if you're not united, you can't work together.
No, you don't. I don't have
if
to.
You're not united, you can't.
No. I don't have to.
Like,
I don't have to like you.
To work with me. You have to like me to work with me.
No, it's like if you are, there is something that is called healthy competition. That healthy competition is what the world should be governed on.
Why?
It's healthy competition. Yeah, it's like now we are on a track, 100-meter race, 8 contestant trying to win 100-meter race. Do I have to like you? But I shouldn't break the rule and push you off your track. That is wrong. But we are on our lane. The lane is like every culture, every language has their lane, but we are running towards the same finish line. So you have a line, you are running towards the finish line. We have the rules. Stay in your lane, I stay in my lane. You can't touch my line, I can't touch your line. We want the best guy wins. But when what the world is now doing is that instead of people to have an what do you call healthy competition on fairness, are you getting me? Like a contestant that is using drug to win. Are you getting me? That's what the world is not doing. If you now have a culture that is blossoming on its own, running their race towards their God in their own way, the way they understand. Another culture will now come, cross the line of contact, and interfere, push them off their track, trying to make them in the image of the other one. That is the problem we have in this world now. God has created a dividing line. We can come together and do merry kumbaya and work together, run our own ways the way we run our ways. I got it. And this healthy competition is happening in every walks of life. You go to school to study, you have the best student in the class, is it? You have the second best student in the class. You have the third best student in the It's healthy competition. That doesn't mean that it's like now saying that everybody in the class cannot be number one and nobody can be last. So we are not releasing results. Everybody, are we going to have a good doctor? We are not going to have it.
No.
So that is the way it is. So when I say God doesn't want us to be united, I mean it in every sense. He doesn't want us to be like the way we are before. We are living up to 1,000 years, and everybody is speaking the same language. And what the only thing we don't have, look, those that nobody have any worries, they are not dying. No sickness, no nothing. The only thing they think about is God. That is why if you look at the story of the olden days, Zeus and stuff like that, they are always fighting with God because they don't have something to fight on. They always fight. They are not thinking about what is happening. They are not dying. They are only worrying about God. So when you are living up to 1,000 years, 2,000 years, won't you be thinking that why can't I not live forever now? Let me even go to where they are. so and look, when God now destroyed the earth and spared Noah, God was just saving himself the headache of creating another human being. Because we've gotten to a level of technology that we have look at the Old Testament, the children of the gods, Nephilim. He said they are men of renown, with great strength, wisdom, wise. Children born by the angel. A lot of them has the knowledge of how to get to heaven. They've built so much technology that they've become so great, so huge. So they've achieved everything that they could achieve. They're thinking about to go and meet their father in heaven. So all now thought, and the Bible now says again, they started devouring human being. They've got to the end, they are now turning on. So God has to do what? Before they destroy the world again, before everybody destroy this thing, and God will start from ground zero. Let me even wipe these people out and save myself the headache of what? Of building a new. So God has gotten to a stage that when we want to destroy ourselves, He will intervene. He will leave us alone to get to the point of trying to destroy the whole human race. When we want to do that, He will intervene, because he's not in the business of rebuilding the earth again. But the way we destroy it, that's why I say that the second Jerusalem and the new Jerusalem will come down from heaven. But now God is not making atmosphere again. He's not making. He's just doing the normal coloration and painting and stuff, refurbishment of the world, not building the world from the sun. So that is just it.
Wow. So what's when we I mean, this relationship between God and man, what are you trying to, like, bring out.
Yeah,
That
what I'm trying to bring out is that I just want people to understand that God is just.
He is just, yes.
Destroying human being, human being at that time deserve it. Look at what is happening in this world today. Look at the threat of a nuclear weapon.
Mm.
Now let's say, imagine human being will not destroy the whole world. When human beings are destroying themselves, eh, God will make judgment on it with no problem. After death, you will have your judgments. Maybe a lot of people might be reincarnated. God, Jesus Christ, God has a way of doing what? Of solving those issues. But when it now comes to the level of destroying the structure of this heart, God, I believe that God has started to intervene.
But I always think that, I don't know. I'm always thinking that maybe God's not even doing anything in this world anymore, because the part this, I think in the Bible, there's this scripture that says that God has given you all things that pertain to life and godliness, as in I've given you everything.
Mhm.
So I'm not in, that's my understanding.
So yeah,
I'm
that's
not
exactly
doing anything about
yeah,
this world
that's
anymore.
exactly
So
what I just
it's
said.
like
Man.
you guys have to sort out yourself in this world, because I've given you the power, I've given you everything.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. God doesn't intervene in anything, but when you destroy the structure of the earth, the atmosphere, the earth core, you want to destroy the whole earth completely, and God will have to start rebuilding it from the start again. I think God will intervene and stop those people from doing it, because that is what He did when He changes the tongue of people. It was a form of intervention. Because at that point, people want to do it, wanted to build a tower that reach heaven. They want to go to heaven. He has to do it. People are trying to change the structure, trying to open portals that they are not meant to open, changing the structure of the world. God intervened. Every scientist and the builder that was trying to do it couldn't understand themselves. Everybody went a separate ways. So when it comes to the issue of when it now comes to the issue of the other people want to destroy the world, too much sin in the world, killing, and they want to destroy the whole human being completely. God does what? Intervene again by wiping every sinners out and leaving Noah to do or to replenish the world again. So those interventions will keep coming, and even the birth of Jesus Christ is another form of intervention. God is always trying to intervene.
So how is that a form of intervention, the birth of Jesus Christ to save the
Because
world?
yeah, if you go by the Bible, it's trying to to save the whole world from sin. Because I don't want to go into that, because I don't want to go into that because it's a form of intervention. And now, after Jesus Christ has after that one is gone, and if you look at the Revelation, the way things are going to be going in Revelation, people dying, people killing themselves, trying to dominate, mark of Antichrist, trying to, because all those ones goes back to what I said initially. That you see people leaving their lane and trying to mold people in their own image. It's only God that you could have. The people who are trying to make human being the way they want to be, and which God does. God wants us to be different.
To be different.
In culture, in looks, in thinking, in everything. It's the diversity of thought and diversity of knowledge that make this world beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful.
But,
That's true.
but when people now want to change us, looking different but having not having diversity of thought, diversity of knowledge, just thinking the same way.
The same way.
Yeah, so that is the era where God changes the language. You are stepping on where God has what, where God doesn't want you to touch. Everything. So and if you look at the Antichrist and everything, that's what they are bent on doing.
Thank you very much, Damola. Thank you very much. Hi guys. Thank you for joining us this evening, and we see you tomorrow. Please don't forget to like and share our page. We see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye for now.